Even with today's advancements in technology and travel, the shipping industry still depends on large boats to move things across large bodies of water. Nearly 7,000 vessels carrying 86 million tons of cargo pass through the Soo Locks every year, making the facility a very vital part of the economy.
This is about our national economy. We all know we need to invest in infrastructure, but we need to decide the priority. We need a second lock. So I'm very proud to be here with a group of Michiganders speaking up on it.
Governor Rick Snyder was among the delegates who toured the Soo Locks Friday. Michigan politicians in Lansing and Washington, D.C. have expressed their support to build a new lock.
This is a wonderful opportunity for us as a country to succeed, and that's not Democrat or Republican, that's us as a country.
When you go through, you just realize how old things are getting, that the infrastructure is very old. We saw pumps that are used that were original pumps from 100 years ago.
A new lock is expected to cost $600 million to $1 billion. That money would come from the federal government, which authorized the construction of a new lock back in 1986, but nothing was ever built.
This has been talked about for a very long time at various levels, but never had, I think, the synergy of everybody coming together to do it.
Right behind me is the pole lock. It is 1,200 feet long. If the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers gets their way, a similar lock like this one will be built right next to it.
We have a chance here in the eastern UP to become more proficient at when it comes to building, designing, operating, and maintaining locks.
The new lock would take 8 to 10 years to construct. It would be built where the Davis and Sabin locks currently are. The new lock would take pressure off the pole lock, which was built in 1968. If the pole lock were to fail or break down, the economic consequences would be disastrous. A Homeland Security report last year stated a 6-month shutdown of that lock could plunge the U.S. economy into a recession and result in the loss of up to 11 million jobs.
We need a new lock. The economy of Michigan and the nation is really dependent on an operation that works. And at some point this is going to not work.
The Soo Locks is the only way for certain sized vessels to venture between Lake Superior and Lake Huron. It's how nearly 90% of all iron ore is transported. Bipartisan legislation in support of a new lock will be introduced in both the U.S. House and Senate next week. In Sault Ste. Marie, Jerry Taylor, ABC 10 and the CW5.